wanted to sleep in, but back to the drawing board.
When you say you were surprised he got up, is there a moment where you kind of in your head you're like, got him, and then when he starts to stand
Yep.
up, you go, oh shit.
Yeah, the second round and the third round, actually, I thought I had him. It felt like, I took his soul off. And he said in the back, too, he went out for a little bit. But he got his wits about him, so he's a tough Poland. I give him that. Tough Poland opponent.
Yeah. Is that something you attest to, maybe the technique on your end not being perfect, or the fact that some guys are just going to be tough enough that they can take a shot?
To be honest, I've been out of the game for a little bit. No excuse. My opponent was tough. I kind of hurt my hand a little bit, but I stuck with the right. I just kept hearing everybody saying, you should stick with your right, but a lot of people don't understand my left is just as deadly, just not a lot of experience with the left. I did hit with the left once, so we'll see what the future holds.
You mentioned the hands hurt. Is that going to keep you out for a while, or you can go right back?
No, it's a normal thing, but at least when I hit him on one of the rounds, it just kind of stung. It's the name of the game, though. I'm right back, baby.
And listen, I don't want to bring the mood down, but obviously we're seeing some of the scenes out of Hawaii today. It's pretty heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Do you have a message for the people at home who might be watching?
Just look up. Give him the praise. Bad things happen. We're praying for Hawaii right now. Everybody in Maui. You got family in Maui. My heart goes out to everybody. I prayed about it, continuously praying about it. So, everybody, this win is for Maui.
Was it difficult for you to focus knowing what was going on back home, or were you able to put that out of your mind for just a little bit?
For the fight, yeah. I kind of just went with my game plan. I really wanted to knock him out, and, he took it. So, again, big props to him. We got some formidable opponents in the super heavyweight, for sure.
Thank you.
Yep.
You're probably a shoo-in for the first title shot
Yeah.
for the vacant title. Is there someone that you want to face for that title?
I mean, I don't think there's a lot of super heavyweights that deserve a shot, to be honest. Give them a couple more fights, I'm down to wait for a formidable opponent, a real one, It might be, who knows? It might be somebody from Hawaii, too. We might be battling for the belt. But we're here to take over, not to take part.
So you would rather have someone earn a shot against you?
I mean, this whole game is about earning stuff. So I feel like if there is a belt that is going to be made, you can't count out all the beasts that is in super heavyweight. There's a lot of beasts in super heavyweight right now.
Obviously, the Hawaiians are probably going to run this.
For sure.
But Dana has said that he's going to branch into Europe and bring all these Polish and European guys. So do you see like a Hawaii versus Poland type of thing?
I mean, that's one out of many. You know what I mean? Bring it on, Poland. Bring it on, Russians. Bring it on, Africans. Come on down. Step to the motherland. Greatest stage of all times right here in Power Slap, baby. Don't forget it.
Congratulations.
Yep, thank you.
You had mentioned that you're going back to the drawing board. For those that might not understand what that looks like for you, what does that look like?
Just focusing more on actually training for it. A lot of people tell me, how do you do it? I don't. I spend time with my kids all day long. I hold the pads for them, and really they just they help me out with a lot in life. But I think that has got to be a little bit selfish and go ahead and hit that bag a lot more. Go ahead and hit that them rounds a lot more and focus on being the greatest of all times instead of just talking about it.
Awesome. Great performance. Thank you.
Yep.
That's one thing I want to know. Is your family up there with you when you're preparing?
Yeah, I mean, I just receive them like a sponge, I tell everybody I don't need luck, I need love, so if love is in the air and it's easy with family, so my family, y'all mean the world to me. So if you're hearing this, then I love you guys, and we're straight to the top, baby, straight to the top.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Just a quick one from me. How's it? You got more and more notoriety. We see you branding and everything.
Yeah.
Power Slap 4. How has it just Now, what's the ride like? Are you more recognizable? It's harder to walk down the street, or how much has your star power grown?
I mean, the goal is to be a household name. Probably write a bio of my life. Maybe make a movie. Who knows? But the sky's the limit from here. The sky's the limit, baby. Hawaii, stand up. We're here to take over, baby. Thank you.
Appreciate it, man. Mahalo.
Yep.
Koa, I was just talking to your brother out there, and to piggyback off that, as much as you're able to build your brand by joining Power Slap, you and I talked during Power Slap 1, it's almost parallel that Power Slap could build off of the Crazy Hawaiian, because long before there was Power Slap, you have been doing this. Your brother's been doing this. Do you feel that level of respect in where you're bringing just as much to help build Power Slap brand as much as Power Slap is building your brand?
Let's do this. Make this right together. My people's over there showing me some love, and I feel like we're both helping each other out. You know, the Crazy Hawaiian brand is here to stay. Power Slap, we can be partners and rise up in this sport together and show people that it's an actual sport, where it's a real deal stuff. You know, we can't play no slap game over here. You can play the slap mobile game though. Thank you guys. Hawaii, stand up, baby.
If you want it. Just pick up that microphone first. Congratulations on the victory. Had a couple of minutes now. How are you feeling about your performance and the night as a whole?
It's exciting. I'd say it's definitely a humbling experience to realize where I was at the very beginning of all of this, and to climb up in the ranks so fast after just one match, and then now being at 2. Shout out and big kudos to Dwayne Crespo. He's a guy. He's a great guy. And it was really battle of the cities, 585 versus 716. So it was a good thing to see that Buffalo got it done today.
You mentioned this was your second performance, right?
Yeah.
How much did you learn from the first one to take into this second one?
A lot of it came into play with my background in football. In football, I would always watch film based on the different teams that we're going to go against. So when it came to this one, I was really just watching a lot of the old clips, or the clips that had happened in the past of Crespo and his matches, checking out his wind-up count, because he always switches that up, and I hope that people realize that. And he always yells or makes a noise. He didn't do it tonight, but he'll yell or make a noise as he's about to hit you. So a lot of that preparation definitely helped me. And then at the end of the day, me taking the hit, you just got to bite down and brace. And I showed him I got a chin, so that's at least something.
You mentioned that the watching tape, which is interesting, helped you. Is that because it helped you in terms of knowing what to expect from him technically, or did it help you in terms of like, oh, if he shouts in my face, I've seen him shout in other people's faces, it's not going to surprise me?
I think it's a little bit of both. I really wasn't too worried about everything. I just wanted to make sure that I was in the best prepared stance that I was. I wanted to make sure that coming into the fight I was solid, and that I could have every single little bit of doubt out the window.
Did you think it was a fair stoppage, or did you think he could carry on?
I don't know. That's up to them. To be honest, I got the win, and that's all I'm caring about.
Fair enough.
I just have a fun one. I'm just curious if you want to give us your Super Bowl prediction.
I'll be honest with you. Being from Buffalo, we haven't had the best records in the past, but these past few years have been awesome. And no matter what, I'll say this to ride or die, Bills fans will always say we're going for it this year. So that's what it's going to be. Bills in the Super Bowl this year.
What NFL quarterback do you think would be the best striker?
I would want to say probably Lamar Jackson. Feel me?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Steelers and the Bills in the AFC Championship.
Hell no.
I think the biggest question coming into tonight was if you could take a slap. You know, you're up there, you see his crazy wind-ups, probably the craziest in the league.
Yeah.
What was going on through your mind?
I'll be honest with you. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little nervous. I mean, talking to some folk before this and in interviews in the past to prepare for Power Slap, I called my friends up. I put a mouth guard in my mouth, went in their basement, and had them smack me in the face as hard as they can. I want that. Honestly, how else do you prepare for this? So, and going against Crespo, I was a little nervous in the sense that, you know, this guy's been here from the beginning, and I don't know how exactly I'm going to be able to handle it, but at the end of the day, I saw my mouth guard, and I heard the crowd, and they're like, ooh, ooh, like making them noises, so I just bit down, pray to God, and so so we're rocking it, you know. I'm not going to say that I know I am a dog, but that first one definitely woke me up, and then all them other ones, yeah, I was biting down, letting them know.
Yeah, I felt like that first slap was the only one that kind of made you, like, rock you a little bit, right?
I needed to test the waters a little bit, you know.
Are you ready to turn around and fight for the title October 25th?
100%. I mean, if they accept me and put me in that thing, I'll do it. I mean, anybody that wants it can get it.
Damien DeBell's been around for a while. He's young, but he's been slapping for years. You think that you think that's a good matchup for you?
I'd say any matchup's a good matchup for me. I wouldn't count myself out. People were counting me out in this one, saying that you ain't test my chin yet, and then you see what happened tonight. My chin was tested, my lips a little busted, a little fat and everything, but it doesn't matter who I'm going against. I signed up for this to get slapped and to slap, and so I know exactly what it's about, and I'm with it all.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey, over here. You take a lot of pride in representing Buffalo. What exactly does it mean to you knowing you're representing Buffalo at this level?
Honestly, representing Buffalo is a huge thing. To me, it represents, you know, the success and the joy that we have with our city. Everybody outside of, you know, Buffalo, they see the hardships we go through. They see the storms that we have in the winter. They see the shooting that we had, which is 20 minutes from my house, you know? And so, granted, we have great sports teams and everything, but to be able to represent Buffalo in a different light, bro, that's powerful. And I want to be able to do everything I can to amplify that. And to be able to let people know, you know, yeah, I am the Buffalo Soldier. This is who I am from Buffalo. You better know it.
And what would be a message you have for maybe like a young kid from Buffalo that also wants to make it to the biggest stage in their desired career path?
I'd say just keep dreaming, man, and keep dreaming and chase them, you know. Do what you got to do. Everybody has their own paths, but I would tell that child, that kid, you know, everyone has their own past and everyone has their own courses of life. But to be honest, a big structure and a big foundation of my life has been God. And I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I don't know what I'm gonna do next week, because none of those days are promised. So it's all about just believing in Him.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey, Nate, continuing off of that, when you reflect on Buffalo and what it's meant for you, how do you want to leave your mark on not only Power Slap, but the legacy you leave behind?
I mean, for sure, I'd like to be here for a while. I like to let people know that I'm the Buffalo Soldier. I'm from Buffalo, and they need to know it. I'd like to have that same reputation like Wolverine. I mean, folks, before I even knew Power Slap, I'd see videos of him on TikTok or something, and he's a very marketable and recognizable character. And he's a great guy, too, meeting him. So I like to leave my mark the best I can, you know, just being a good person, being able to do a good turn daily, which I try to strive to do, and letting people know that, yeah, I've slapped and I've got slapped, and I'm still here, and I'm going to keep winning.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Nate, we talked a little bit about football. At Orchard Park, you played on both sides of the line, defensive end, tight end. At Southwest Oklahoma State, you're on the defensive line. So we always hear the phrase head slap, right, coming off the line against the offensive line. When you prepare for this, do you use any football skills? Do you use your motor skills, those quick trigger muscles, to sort of ignite your slap?
I'd say so. A lot of the training with my slap comes from working out in the gym. I'm always in the gym nonstop. I was in there probably twice this morning. I woke up at 4 o'clock because I'm not used to the time zone. I had a workout, went back to sleep, ate some food, came back, worked out again. So I think a lot of that comes from what I'm doing outside of the slapping and just by working out, having them fast, quick twitch muscles and everything. And because I'm doing a lot of kettlebell things, I'm doing a lot of resistance band work too, just to help perfect my craft more.
Nate, your father was a big inspiration for you to get into slap fighting. How proud do you think he is of you right now?
Oh, extremely. I just got off the phone with him. He's extremely happy and proud. Right now he's in the Green Bay Packers, and, he had it set up in one of their media rooms, watching Power Slap. And then even knowing for Buffalo, they had a little watch party at the stadium for me. And Don Kincaid and many others, they hit me up. And they were just ecstatic. They're happy. So I know my pops is proud of me. He gave me a call. My mom gave me a call. They're just happy. And I couldn't be here without him because he was bugging me so much about it, and to fill that application for him. But now I'm here, and all kudos to him.
Yeah. Last time we talked, you talked about having Spam for dinner every night. Is that where you get a lot of your power from?
No, I have Spam for breakfast.
Okay.
I have it with eggs and rice. My power comes from probably that, but I eat salmon, man. I just try to eat it as healthy as I can. I'm not really much of I used to eat fast food hella, but I just try to eat as much as I can, and I think it's just about naturally going back to that phrase that I've been saying from the very jump. It's either you got it or you don't, and I have it, and I'm trying to let people know that I got it. Outside of the Bills, outside of what I do outside of this, I'm talking about Nate, the Buffalo Soldier. I got it. I'm here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nate, right over here.
Oh, there you go.
When I look at you and when I hear you and listen to you, the only word that comes to my mind is joyful. So either what are you most joyful about, or are you yet to experience what joy truly means to you?
That's interesting. I say I've already experienced joy. My life has been very interesting, going through football, going through injuries, through football in high school. But my biggest joy came from being in Africa. I used to live in Africa for 2 years. So I did a little mission trip over there. And being able to help them build irrigation systems, schools, being able to share the good word, doing that selflessly for 2 years, that's definitely a humbling thing. And that experience itself has shaped who I am today. So that's why I say I'm so joyful. I feel that joy now.
Congratulations, and you're far from accomplishing anything you want just yet, so look forward to it.
Thank you. Awesome. Appreciate it.
I feel like you kind of make my job pretty easy. I don't really need to ask you anything. I feel like you can sit up there and just make a series of statements to tell me how good you're feeling.
That's what I'm here to do, man. We're all team. We're just working here. We're just doing our job. I'm just working here, man. Working here, just trying to help you out.
Appreciate you. How do you think you did at work today?
Oh, it could have been better. I guess I woke up on the wrong side of the rock this morning because, I don't sleep on the bed. I live in the fucking swamp. So I'm sleeping on the stumps, next to the gators, on the rocks, on the ground of the floor, on the swamp. So I really couldn't get right on the money where I wanted, and it kind of brought me back to where I was at the house. When I was working out, slapping my bob, practicing my technique. There was a lot of times where when I would do my standard strike, I would misland my shot. I wouldn't hit the target where I wanted. And I feel like because my previous opponents were a lot taller than me, so I did a lot of reaching and kept reaching for my opponent's chin. And when I stopped all that and just kept my foot planted and slung a shot just from the hips and didn't try to jump for it, I got the job done. And that's what I did at the house. I could tell a difference when I was at the house practicing from doing my normal strike to a strike on a smaller person, and that's what I had to do today. I had to just calm down and channel that energy.
Yeah, listen, no one wants to work more than they have to, but there must be something quite sweet about making sure the last one is the one that counted, and you knocked him out, and you knocked him out cold as well. He was down there for a little while. That must have been very satisfying.
So satisfying, man. Ice cold he was. You know, you could have ground him up and made him a slushy.
Sure.
Yeah. Put some cherry flavoring on his ass, and I'd have slurped him up like a slushy, ice cold.
Okay. Did his slaps hurt you?
No, man. He hits like a girl. He hits like a girl. He's a little punk, man. I told him he wasn't going to be doing nothing but playing patty cake. He didn't have nothing for me, man. I got the fucking 5-gallon neck. I got the damn chin of a real iron giant, a god, you know, something serious, man. Something serious.
We escalated there. We went from Iron Giant to God quite quickly.
Yeah, because God is the truth. He's the truth, man. And God is the only reason any of us are here.
Cool. What do you want to do now? What's next? Wolverine?
Wolverine, the bearded bitch. I'm going to get my belt. That's what's next, man. Come next Power Slap 5, Turp Daddy Slim versus Ron, the bearded bitch. Coming home, back to Vegas. Going to go do my thing at the swamp for a little bit, but I'll be missing this place. And when I get back, I'm coming for my belt.
Why'd you live in a swamp? Is it just a big fan of Shrek, or?
Oh, that's actually my father. Shrek is.
I see the
my
resemblance.
father. Yeah, see? Now it makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah.
Austin, you're the first person to knock AJ out. How's that feel?
I knew it was going to happen, bro. I knew it was going to happen. It feels amazing, really cool to see his ass lay down stiff like a board, man, just iced up, ice cold. It was amazing.
Does it feel even better that Ron, the Wolverine, best slapper in the world, couldn't put him out, right?
You damn right. You damn right that feels good that he couldn't put him out. And you know what? He had to sit front row. He had the best tickets. He had the best seats of the whole night. Got to see me do my thing. He saw Turp Daddy Slim put his ass out. Something Ron couldn't do. Showed him how it was done.
Is there a chance maybe changing your nickname to like Swamp Trash or Swamp Daddy? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, not really, bro. Not really. My swamp I keep clean, you know. The snakes do their part. Everybody does their part in my swamp. You know, it's beautiful. You know, you can really see Mother Nature at work at my swamp. So, you know, Turp Daddy Slim is it, man. Turp Daddy Slim is it's me. It's who I am. It's not like I made up that nickname. That's if I go in to try and make up nicknames like some corny Static Kid or Wolverine or some fucking gay shit like that, dude, then I would not be me. Turp Daddy Slim is who it is. That's me. You seen him up there. You seen me up there. Why would I want to change my name, bro?
The Power Slap social media is asking what your little hump dance is called. So what's it called?
The Turp Daddy Slim dive. Diving down. That's it, bro. It's just me having fun, man. That's Turp up there having fun. That's what it's called. You got to see me up there enjoy myself. That's what it is, bro.
Congrats.
Thank you so much, man.
I've just got one for you. I want to know what you were thinking when AJ was telling you to open your eyes.
What do you want to... I know I got pretty blue eyes. What do you want to see my eyes so much for, dude? Like, come on. I wake up every morning, look at these pretty eyes every day. I know they're beautiful, but that's not for you, buddy. I got gals back at home wanting to see these eyes. You don't get to peek these. Weirdo. Fuck. Here, look at them.
Austin over here. You obviously stand out amongst all the slappers in the roster. Would you consider yourself the poster boy of Power Slap?
No, man. I'm just Turp Daddy Slim of Power Slap. You know, that's all it is. Everybody has the same opportunity that I do, and I want everybody to go out there and have just as much fun as I do. So I'm going to keep doing my thing. You know, I'm just going to be Turp Daddy Slim of Power Slap. I'm not worried about being no Mr. This. Look at Ron, the bearded bitch. He's about to be. Everybody said he was the greatest, this and that. Now he's finna be behind me, just a fan, watching my show. That's it. I don't want no special name. Turp Daddy Slim, that's what they can call me.
Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Austin,
What's up, bro?
from our interview to now, no question, we knew you were going to get here.
That's right.
How do you feel?
Thank you for your confidence in me. Thanks for the opportunity to talk with, and I enjoyed our interview. I feel amazing, bro. Just like I said, I'd go out there and put on a show, enjoy myself, have fun. I put in the hard work. So leading up to it was really difficult. That's when it's difficult. Walking up there is easy. I had to make a few adjustments. I had to change some things, but I enjoyed myself.
Congratulations.
Thank you, bro.
What's up, guys? All right, let's see. Performance bonuses went to Kalani, Drain, Perez, and Turpin. They all won 10 grand. Congratulations to them. What's up, brother?
Congrats on a nice evening. Fun main event. The beginning, there was some pausing. It kind of, dare I say, gave it that big fight feel. You sort of like, oh, shit, what's going to happen here? And ended with a fantastic knockout. Your thoughts and your reaction?
It's one of the most vicious knockouts I've ever seen. And how about how loud that thing was, too, the slap. What's crazy, too, is I think that, that fight was on its way to him losing on points because of the fouls. If it kept going that way, he needed to get a knockout, and he delivered. That guy's a maniac.
Yeah, we'll get on to him in a second. Have you noticed, I feel like sometimes when a guy fouls, you can sometimes see them like foul again and again. It's almost like they get in their own head and they make the same mistake. So for him to be able to turn that round with the last shot and actually get the knockout shows that, hey, you can make adjustments on the fly at this thing.
100%. Listen, this is our fourth event. This thing is 6 months old. And what you're starting to see now, and we were talking about it tonight, is these kids 6 months ago were doing this shit for free. You know what I mean? Now they're getting paid. They're making real money and, quitting their jobs, training, losing weight, stopping smoking, stopping drinking, and whatever else they were doing. Because now this is getting real.
And safe to say that Austin is not the hardest guy to market. He'll kind of do that job for you if you need him to. What do you think you can see with him during the future?
Yeah, I think that, as people start to get, I equate it to like the first time, first couple times in the UFC. You got the spotlights on you for the first time. Then after a while, you start to feel like, all right, this is my house. I feel comfortable here now. I've been here. I've done this. This is going to start to happen with a lot of these kids. And, I mean, if you look at it already, 2 events ago, you'd have thought nobody would beat AJ, right? Turpin comes out of nowhere. This kid just quit his job. And Bisping, I was just talking to Bisping back there, and Bisping was telling me how what he's noticed since one is that it's almost like these kids are becoming better people now, health-wise and everything else, because they're starting to see a light at the end of the tunnel, that there's a future in this thing.
Well, that's the difference in like slapping someone for free and it turning into an official sport, right?
It's the same thing with MMA when we first bought this thing. One of the things that drove Lorenzo crazy when we first bought the UFC was that everybody had a job. It's like, how can this feel like a real sport when everybody has a job? These guys have to work and do whatever. It used to drive Lorenzo crazy.
Co-main event, thoughts on the stoppage? Looked like Crespo thought he could continue.
Yeah, listen, you know me, man. Back in the old days, going after the commission with everything. Commission has done a great job with figuring this sport out and how to regulate it and how to ref it, how to judge it. They've done a really good job. This is all a huge work in progress.
Work in progress. So, that said, this is event number 4. If you're looking at this as a work in progress and you're learning something each time, what are your main takeaways from tonight's event?
Let me tell you this. Everybody in this room has been involved in combat sports. You guys go to various fights around the world. The fucking production level on this show. Tell me any sport anywhere that's been around 4 fucking events that pulls off the production that we pull off. There's guys that have been around forever. As soon as the slap is over, the replay is up on the screen in 3 different speeds over and over and over again. Where do you see that? and any other. The production level on this thing is off the fucking charts. It's incredible. This team that produces this show should win a motherfucking Emmy, okay? I don't give a fuck what anybody says. They should win an Emmy for this show.
All right.
Watch some of these boxing events that are on. I mean, Showtime is fucking horrible. Those guys suck so bad. You fucking guys could show up with your fucking video cameras and do a better job than Show. Seriously, it's the worst production in all of television. Fucking PBS has better fucking programming than Showtime. It's horrible. Everybody that works on that fucking show should be embarrassed. Next question.
Have you thought about maybe doing some consulting work for them, maybe help them out?
There's no helping them out. Those guys have been in this fucking longer than anybody, and they're the worst. They're the worst. That show is embarrassing.
I would like to say, if you're talking about production side, I would like to praise you on your pacing. I like the fact that there's not a lot of waiting around. Like, you get one in, straight on to the next one, you know?
That's what we do in every. I mean, if you come to the Contender Series, the pace is fast. If you come to the UFC, we have, if we're on ESPN, we have to deal with commercials and things like that. But we always try to keep the thing moving. I mean, that's the thing, too, that you see in boxing. I mean, their walkout takes 45 minutes. Then once they get in there, they got to sing 7 national anthems. And, there's 347 guys in the ring for I don't know what. And, you know what I mean? It's just, yeah.
Two quick
But
ones.
thank you. Yeah. I agree with you.
Two quick ones outside of tonight that we forgot to ask you yesterday. Derek Lewis is out of contract with the UFC. I'm assuming he's a guy you'd like to keep around.
Yeah, I love Derek. Personally and professionally, love the guy. So, yes.
It's done. There you go. That was quick.
There you go.
Last one from me. Is Elon Musk ducking Zuckerberg?
Is Elon Musk
ducking Mark Zuckerberg?
Ducking?
Yeah.
No. You're talking about two of the richest, most powerful guys in the world. You're talking about a couple of eccentric billionaires, okay? Now, if you look at what it takes to put together a fight between two professional fighters who do it for a living, you know what I mean? You got it going. No, nobody's ducking anybody.
Still on the card? Still think it could happen?
So I literally talked to Elon yesterday, and I was with Zuckerberg 2 days ago. Yes.
Got a date for us, or?
Huh?
Have you got an idea of when you'd like to do it?
Working on it.
Hi, Dana.
Yep.
I'm just curious, do you have an injury update on Paul? I think it's Teague. It looked like he had a hand injury. Do you know what happened with him?
They sent me, let me see here. Hold on. Brianna sent me, here's what's up with tonight's results. Huh? But there was nothing wrong with his hand, right? Okay. 180 done, cleared. Negative right hand x-ray. Negative. Oh, and there's Paul Teague, too. 180 cleared. Negative right hand x-ray. Yeah, everybody's good.
Do you have any thoughts on the fact that a lot of people on social media were saying that he kind of faked that so that he wouldn't have to take the slap? Any thoughts on that?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what it seemed like. Yeah. I hate to shit on the guy, but yeah, that's what it seemed like.
And there were a couple slappers tonight that called for UFC fights. Is that something that you would be open to even thinking about? Any of them coming over the UFC?
I haven't at all. I'm thinking about them slapping. I haven't thought about them fighting at all, no. Yeah, no.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dana, sitting in the back talking to Nate, just as the interview started, you came over and congratulated him, said you got some texts from some Bills. Just if you can touch on that real quick, and I got a couple others.
Yeah, no, Buffalo's supporting the guy. It's awesome. And Dalton Kincaid hit me up. I think he posted about him too. And Josh Allen were both supportive of him tonight.
When you look at tonight's card and a lot of the names that are returners, some of the people that have been popular, obviously Koa has been well known long before Power Slap. But for me, coming out of Power Slap 4,
Turpin.
The rising star was, well, Terp, yeah, but Terp's known. I think
Terp's on his third fight. This kid came out of nowhere.
But I think Nate opened some eyes tonight.
You think
just
Nate?
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. Well, they were the co-main and main event. I mean, yeah, Nate's a beast. I mean, just looking at the guy, his hands, are like two hands. But I think, in my opinion, obviously Nate's incredible. I mean, he was the co-main event. But Terp, I mean, the guy doesn't look the part. Fucking lunatic. Absolute lunatic. I don't know how the hell he didn't have an aneurysm up there tonight. The way he was screaming, his face was bright red. And Hunter was even saying that Hunter felt like he kept clubbing because he was so crazy and acting like a maniac. It's almost like he had to chill out a little bit to land that slap. But let me tell you what, I think it was his coming out party tonight, because the truth is he was, murdering guys the last couple fights. The question was, could he take a slap from AJ? AJ's legit. He's a real guy, and yeah, he took 2 slaps from him.
You, speaking of AJ coming out of 1, I believe it was, you said that he could be the rising and the breakout guy. Do you like, after 4 power slaps, the roster that you've assembled, just the same way that you eye talent in UFC and see who your faces are going to be? Do you sort of like what's sort of formulating as the faces of power slap right now?
Yeah, well, much like the UFC, our matchmakers put these fights together and find this talent. Same here. Erica and Frank go out there and find this talent, and we get into the war room and we start talking about who we're going to line up, and after these type of events, now we get back together and we start lining up what's going to happen for October. But Frank and Erica are the ones that are out there finding these guys and finding the talent, and then they come and download me and Hunter on who they are, and we sort of put together what we think will be the best matches and who will be in line for the next title fights. So it's literally, we run this business just like we do the UFC.
And one final question: is Nate in line for possibly?
Nate and Turk, both of them. Yeah.
Dana.
Yep.
You've been around since AJ's first slap, so and he went 5 rounds with Ron, who's probably the best slapper on the planet. So what was your reaction when Turpin slapped him?
I know. Listen, I was really excited tonight to see how he was going to do with AJ. Now I can't wait to see him, him and Wolverine. That's fucking crazy. This kid comes out of nowhere, and he's going to be going up. He beat one of the best in the world tonight, and who knows? I mean, this kid could be a dominant force in this sport.
Obviously, a super heavyweight title is probably coming. Is there any day, are you trying to rush that, or because the Crazy Hawaiian said that he doesn't feel like there's anybody that for him to fight for the title? Do you agree?
There's always somebody to fight. This is the shit that they used to say to me back in the day in the UFC. There's nobody, believe me. And the more, so tonight we launched our video game, mobile app video game. We're number 1 in all of sports. We're number 4 in all of video games. So when you look at the power that game is going to have too on the athletes and recruiting and getting new people to come in, the video game's huge. We're number 1 in all of sports. We launched it today. We're number 4 in all of video games. We're beating like FIFA and Call of Duty and games like that. So
you said,
big deal.
Obviously, you're planning to go to Europe and get all these Russians and Poland. Is that where you're going to get your super heavyweight crop to maybe fill the league?
Yeah. As we're heading into season 2, working on all the details right now in season 2. And, we're going to start bringing in some guys from all over the world. We don't know. Abu Dhabi, season 2 might be in Abu Dhabi. If not, we're doing season 3 in Abu Dhabi. So we're trying to figure that all out right now.
Is KO Chris coming back for the next Power Slap?
KO Chris will be back, yes.
And is there anything you can tease for Power Slap 5? Do you have a fight that's already ready to go?
Frank, anything you want to tease, Frank? He's learning quick. He's learning quick. Go ahead, brother.
Dana, tonight we didn't have a title match. However, one of the most entertaining cards, I think, of the numbered cards to date. How does that make you feel to see the talent, shine out here tonight without having a title on the line?
Yeah, no, tonight was fun. as we go into these events, like tonight there was no title fights, but this was one of those cards. It was like a fight night. You know, we were excited about a few of the fights on the card. Oh, and were you guys there for the early ones that we did? You guys went. Oh, fuck. Some of the earlier fights that we did that we taped, because every event we tape fights earlier to kind of see some new up and coming talent. What's what? Holy shit! Yeah, there was some crazy ones earlier too, but it was a great night. It was awesome, and the numbers were fucking great tonight too. So we're pumped.
I mean, we'd love to have an invitation to that, absolutely. But the crazy Hawaiian actually came out and said that he would fight his brother. You know, should the numbers be right? How excited would you be for that?
I actually feel a little weird about that. But that's pretty gangster.
He said they've been slapping each other their whole life.
Wow. Okay.
Do you know how many slap fighters do you have under contract right now?
100.
Okay, amazing. You know, kind of going here into the future, I know we talked about October. I believe they announced on the broadcast that it was going to be October 25th, the next Power Slap event. Right. Can you talk about from now until then? I know last time we spoke, you said you have a number of things in the pipeline. Can you talk about what you have from now until then coming out?
Yeah, we just did we have so much stuff in the pipeline. I mean, I don't talk about deals till they're done. We just did an interview with the Sports Business Journal a couple days ago about the launch of the video game. And then we have so much stuff. I literally, this thing is growing so fast. I've never been a part of something so successful in such a short amount of time. So it's fun. It's exciting. You know, and this is obviously something new for me. And it's something that everybody shit on, which I love too. Yeah, it's just, I'm loving it. So in the next, what would you say, Frank? The next 3-4 weeks, we'll be announcing 3 or 4 new deals. Yeah. 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 We got some big news coming up here.
With the Islam and Charles fight being in Abu Dhabi on the 21st, is there a chance the Power Slap 5 will be in Abu Dhabi?
No. Season 2 or Season 3 are going to be in Abu Dhabi. We're still trying to figure that out.
Will the reality show take the same format as Tough, whereas if you lose, you get eliminated?
I don't know. So obviously, you saw the first season, which was a great season. We're going to make some tweaks and do some things differently on Season 2. So I don't know yet. We don't even know where we're doing it yet. It's either here or Abu Dhabi. So we'll figure all those details out after we figure out where we're doing it. And
yeah, I mean, recently you guys announced that Meta and the UFC ventured into a partnership, you know, in the metaverse with Horizon World. Do you see this as being a business line for you guys to potentially do virtual meet and greets with fighters, different things like that? And could we see Power Slap follow along that line?
We're working on so much cool shit with this thing right now. I mean, when you think about it, you know, listen to this. So this thing's 6 months old. We have 2 billion views on TikTok. We're number 14 on the platform. We have almost 1 billion views on YouTube in 6 months. Let me pull this up for you guys real quick. This is crazy too. I mean, this thing is just such a you know, I told you about the video game tonight that launched and the numbers we are on that. Then when you get into, so in India, we have 300 million views in India. Asia, excluding China, when I say Asia, I mean Thailand, Vietnam, Japan, South Korea, and Malaysia, 75 million views. Indonesia, 70 million. Brazil, 27 million. Russia, 33 million. The Philippines, 17 million. Mexico, 16 million. Uzbekistan, 14 million. Germany, 11 million. Turkey, 10 million. I could keep going on all night. So when you think about this thing that started 6 months ago, it's already a global sport. And we're 6 months in 4 events. And like we were just saying, we have a lot of big announcements coming up over the next few weeks. Cool. I mean, I've never been a part of something so successful in such a short amount of time.
One last one. When you do open it up to the world, you're already seeing the success of your social numbers. Where do you think it's going to go? And like, how big could that number be for you guys on social?
Well, here's the thing. When you think about how big the UFC's become, right? So to be a UFC fighter, you have to train for years to be a UFC fighter. To be a UFC fan, there's a lot of shit you have to learn about the ground game and all these other things. There's not a lot to learn about this, and it's fun to watch. And that's the other thing. We're getting sanctioned in 13 different states here coming up soon. So we'll be sanctioned in Nevada and 13 other states, and we're going to continue to open up states just like we did the UFC. And right now, to get in here, it's invitation only. So now what's starting to happen is people are starting to reach out and ask how they can come and how they can buy tickets and all this other stuff. Our first live gate will be when I travel this thing around and take it to other cities.
Do you think we'll see that before the the finale of the Rumble deal?
I don't know. I don't know how long it's. I mean, if you look at what we've done in 6 months, who knows what we'll do in another 6 months.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Dana, over here.
Yep.
Turpin obviously brings the energy every time he steps up to compete. If you're talking to someone who's never watched Power Slap, is he the first guy you're showing them to try and hook them in?
Yeah. He's an interesting dude, man. What's your question?
Like if you're talking to someone who's never watched Power Slap, is he the first guy you're going to show them to try and hook them in?
I don't know. I mean, listen, there's some people that like that. Some people like guys that are humble and quiet. And, I think it's all about the performances, Some of these are, knockouts are obviously fun, but then there's the back and forth, like when the Hawaiian was getting hit and staring at him the way that he was. I mean, there's a lot of cool different things about different personalities in this thing right now.
And I wanted to ask you about Jules Scott. His eye looked pretty bad against his match. And
I guess he's good. I didn't see anything. Hold on. Let me look up Jules Scott for you. That's a good one. Jules Scott, 180 days, cleared, negative CT orbital bone, minimum 30 days. He's good.
For sure.
I just got swelled up apparently,
And you've made a lot of announcements for these next coming pay-per-view events. I feel like one of the only missing pieces is that co-main event to UFC 295, which people may suggest might be Leon Edwards, Colby. You know when we'll be getting an announcement for that?
Soon.
Sounds good.
Probably next week.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dana, thank you for another great night. Just two quick ones. We had just another awesome event with the one of the fights. Somebody threw from the crowd. There was like a shirt thrown at one of the guys, and your security stopped it. Then we had Forrest Griffin do his thing. How proud of you were like security tonight that really just kept everything together, not letting it get out of control?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the way that this thing is set up here, it's sort of a free-for-all in this place. I let people roll around and shoot content and do whatever they want. There's obviously a lot of drinking going on here, so, the crowd gets a little rowdy, but that's all part of the fun. This shit show now moves up the Red Rock, and this will go on till 3 a.m. I love this, man. This has been fun for me.
And then last for me, it's not Bernard's not exactly like a CM Punk or Brock Lesnar when they came over, but how exciting is that crossover appeal to where Slap can really?
Well, that's what you're going to see. You're going to start seeing athletes now. I mean, you're going to start seeing guys that as soon as there's real money involved in something, it's when you're going to start to see the guys that are actually athletic coming in and like the UFC right now, the level of athlete in here. You got guys in here now that might have played another sport, but because they fell in love with the UFC and started training in mixed martial arts, this is what they do for a living. And, the more money that comes into this, the better and better the competition's going to get.
Excellent. Can't wait. Thank you, sir.
Thanks for coming, guys. I appreciate it.